It's a constantly changing situation there on Cairo's streets. With me to discuss India's stand is our External Affairs Minister, S.M. Krishna. Mr. Krishna, a dynamic situation there, but certainly looks like a huge crackdown on the media in Cairo, as well as a crackdown on demonstrators as well by the government. What is India's position? What's your reaction to the situation there?
I think the crackdown on the media, the assault on journalists from all over the world who had gathered to report about the developments in Egypt is certainly condemnable. It is an act against the freedom of the press, the freedom of the media, and India does not go along with the situation, But at the same time, the media also will have to be very responsible, and they will have to report to the rest of the world what exactly is happening, and I think they should be allowed to continue to do that.
But Mr. Krishna, in a sense, the crackdown seems to have been allowed by the government itself. It was army personnel who took away some of the Indian media last night. The question really, shouldn't India be taking a stronger position, speaking to the Egyptian government about the way the Indian media has been treated there?
Well, we are in constant touch with our mission. Ambassador Swaminathan has been doing an excellent job under the most trying conditions, and we certainly will convey our displeasure at the way the Indian media in particular have been handled, and it becomes all the more regrettable that the military personnel was responsible in seeking out journalists from various hotels and then taking them into custody. I think this is an act which cannot be countenanced, and we condemn this.
On the larger question, the US, England, as well as Australia, they've all spoken very strongly on the need for a transition in government in Egypt. Is that a hope that India now shares, that there should be a change in government?
Well, I think 3 days back when I talked to one of the television channels, I did convey that India goes along with the aspirations, the democratic aspirations for reforms in Egypt, which is being urged by the people, The large majority of people in Egypt, they want reforms, they want democratization of the whole polity, and I think that is legitimate, and that has to be factored in whatever government of Egypt does.
What you're saying essentially is it's no longer the internal affair of Egypt, what is going on inside there.
Well, it still continues to be the internal affair of Egypt, because there is a government which has been elected by the people, even though that election which was held in Egypt was not under the supervision of any particular agency, because when we get the result that 97% of the people will vote for a particular candidate, well, that goes without saying that with that as the background, I think the government should see its way to understand the democratic aspirations of the people, and I think they should come to terms with that, and it is better for them, better for the region, and better for everybody.
Eventually, Mr. Krishna, is India now calling for President Hosni Mubarak to heed those wishes that you say of the people and step down?
Well, India has its own ways of communicating its intentions, and I certainly will consider this aspect of it.
Also, the question really, it seems as if other countries in the Arab world are now seeing democratic, pro-democracy protesters coming out on the streets. Is India really viewing events in Tunisia, in Yemen, in Jordan, and in Egypt with a lot of concern?
I think the developments in that particular region, I find that winds of change are sweeping some of these countries, and the yearning of the people in these countries for a democratic way of life, has been focused and has been conveyed. I think it is in their own interest that they should accommodate the democratic aspirations of the people.
All right. Heed the voice of the people. That seems to be the word coming from External Affairs Minister S.M. Krishna in New Delhi. I'm Suhasini Haidar.